What's up, Negros Americanos? When y'all coming out to Cali?
Oi, nego. Eu queria saber quantos negros americanos vêm para o Brasil. Quero conhecer vocês.
What's up, Negros Americanos? When are you guys coming to Uganda?
Got it?
Hey, quand est-ce que Negros Americanos va venir en France?
Hey, negros americanos. When are you guys coming to Toronto? We're waiting for you, eh?
Oye, Negros Americanos, ¿cuándo ustedes vienen a Panamá? Te quiero conocer.
Like seeing a grizzly bear in the forest and never predict my movements. I hate when the DJ he pause on the record while I'm in the middle of grooving. See, that's the shit that I'm talking about. Take your shoes off when you in my mama's house and just turn around and start walking out. Learn how to have some respect, but see how far you might get. You might even reach the top while I'm getting these props for the shit I ain't even done yet. Cause I already get much love everywhere I go. And a bunch of ladies, and that's scary though. Cause if you choose the wrong one like that old song, son, hi, ho, scenario. Oh, there you go, you know Bishop. Stay on another type shit. Soon as I came from my mother, first words that I uttered, there'll never be another like this. And if you haven't seen one, trust and believe, son, he was drafted in my likeness. Man, a nerd, but it's herb, try to step to me out on the curb, talking about, did I write this? Everywhere I go, they be feeling me. Who are you to ever question my abilities? Your life, they fitted on a piece of paper, my life, now we talking about trilogy.
I survived the land and devised a plan like Spider-Man with agility. Maxwell Smart, the artist, partner, jargon in my soliloquy. From the front to the back, I know you feeling me. Motherfucker, pig on the killing street. Take a puff past your ignorant ass, couldn't even pass third grade spelling bee. What's all this talk about you selling keys? Felonies, you're not hot to me. Always talk about dropping the key when you at Bloomingdale's on the shopping spree.
Negros Americanos.
Negros Americanos.
Negros Americanos. Negros Americanos.
Negros Americanos.
Alright, let's get one thing straight, alright? It's not Negros Americanos. It's Negros Americanos. Americanos, we come from a small town, small city, it's actually a city called Plainfield, New Jersey. A lot of people never heard of it, but this city spawned some greats such as George Clinton, the Parliament Funkadelics. One of the members of Total, but they had very soulful, sultry voices. Then there was one of their sisters was Vita, and then she also had the lap dance joint with the
want me?
You can get the
Lap dance here for free.
You know, we're responsible for that.
Plainfield.
And that's a very great source of pride for us. One thing Plainfield also has is a lot of Latinos.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
With the Latinos in the community, they moving their way up and they working their way up. It's hard out here for them too. And I don't know how we got into beef with each other, but it's like cats fighting over crumbs, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens. We both down. We know, okay, if we get involved with something there, we ain't gonna get no major penalty or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I started off when cats was young, just because somebody is different, you know what I mean? It might have been for fun, but then, you know what I mean, stuff got real as cats got older. Then gangs got involved, then people started losing lives.
It's like when African American, when all these young kids attack their people. So everybody's trying to say, well, all the black, that's what they do, and it's not everybody. So I had to clarify, it's not everybody, not all then. Because you're gonna take it because a couple of these young kids did that for the people, it's not the all young kids for African Americans gonna do it. And the older people are very respectful, very hardworking people. Yeah. So some of the kids are like another culture. You know, some people are better doing things, but some people just criminalize everybody. I think the big issue for everybody is they are so uncertain how it's going to be, what is going to be happening. Everybody is so afraid that when they're going to picking and then, beat up then. Sometimes they carry some money, sometimes they don't, but they're afraid. You see many times people walking in St. John's kids come up and they just hit in the face for no reason.
There began to be tension between blacks and Latinos in the city. There were a lot of assaults of undocumented workers, getting beat up by black kids late at night. And when we are a part of People's Organization for Progress, the Plainfield chapter, when we were canvassing the neighborhood, knocking on the doors, they wouldn't even open the doors because they saw black men outside, and there was that fear.
There was that fear, and the language barrier.
Language barrier as well.
No English. So we wanted to just represent for both sides.
When I met them, that was several years in 2010. When a young brother was shot down and killed on Front and Clinton.
It's our turn, for the younger generation, for us to step up and for us to take responsibility. A lot of people complaining, lip flapping. We want to get out here and sweat, respire, to try to make better. We do anything.
So I'm up the street and I see all the yellow tape. So I pull over, I see Duka walking. I say, Duka, what's going on? He said, a kid got killed out there. And then the next day he got killed.
So we were out there, brother, and there must have been about 40, 50 people that came out to the rally.
Look in the man in the mirror in you.
That's right.
And the man in the mirror in me.
Right.
And go from block to block, school to school, youth to youth.
Right.
And we will not be burying our young men at 14.
That's right.
15. Right. And 16 years of age no more.
Right.
Because they will know to love one another.
The good thing was the mayor came out, Sharon Robinson Riggs.
We have a lot of good young people in the city of Plainfield, residents in the city of Plainfield. But we do have some who have lost their way, and they think that gunfire, gang violence, drug violence, and all of that is the way that they should go.
And so we're just trying to get the word out about stopping the violence. I'm so grateful you guys coming out and trying to reach out to that younger crowd that is kind of hard for me to do sometimes.
Because of that fear that already existed, we knew that we had to knock some barriers down, and then one barrier is a language one. So we chose to go dive into it and live in another country. And we weren't part of any projects or programs like that sent us there.
We didn't study abroad. We bought some tickets. We got our certification first to TGSL. We went down there, we printed out our resume, and we went spot to spot until we found a place that would take us.
When they told me that they wanted to go to Panama, I immediately said, oh yeah, okay, let me hook them up with my sister, where my sister can give them the full effect of the whole Panama. So they got together with her, and she was able to help them get on their feet so they can have a wonderful experience.
Lost in the wilderness of Panama, yo, this feeling is like getting uppercutted sideways. You feel the fisticuffs. Handcuffs is on the wrists of my brother from another mother down in transit, because we're lost.
Usted sabe cuál es la que. This is Life on Color from Panama City, located in Central America. This is a third world country where the struggle never ends out here.
Concepcion Juan Diaz, Panama. And it's beautiful because these are people in the ghetto or whatever, but they open up their house to you.
And it was so funny because, I met Jordan without even knowing him in one of my best friends' baby shower, and you see the little gringuito dancing salsa like if it was a hip hop party.
Jordan está dormido. Jordan está dormido.
No tengo sueño.
Wake up. Mente.
Es un levántate.
Levántate.
Sí.
Okay. Parada. What's up? Okay. Wake up.
And when we first moved in there was a water shortage in the whole country, so we had to be very wise about the water usage.
I met Negros Americanos that could be back maybe like in early 2011. It was a really tough year for Panama because we had like no water in all the country. No water. You have to go to the market and buy water for yourself every day. Now imagine the whole country being in the same need. It was like 1 or 2 days without even being able to drink water because the little that you had was just to take a shower, you know. So at the time, the best thing for me to do for the fellas, you know, was just really walk them through the country and show them the way.
Bonita, apple bum suggestion from Africa. I'm more into your mind, although I noticed what's in back here. She thought she hung up, said I was whacking her vernacular. Mejor la raza, she ran off with Scott Bakula or William Shatner. Justin Bieber's what she's after.
I can get easier a job because ladies like me in Colombia. That's not a too bad reason.
Perfect way to explain this. With a black Panamanian woman here, this is perfect. This is perfect. The black Panamanians and all, they love your type. I've noticed that from my stage here. So I thought I would come here and find my wife, you know, beautiful, dark, chocolate, dreadlock, you know,
the female version of you.
The female version of me.
The female counterpart.
I've seen them, but they all wanted you. That's the problem. That's my problem. Not your problem.
No, it's not my problem.
It's your advantage.
It's your advantage. But now I want to know why.
Okay.
I have no idea. I mean, I'm not the best example. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're not attractive. You're a very handsome man, but...
It was better if you didn't add that part.
I wasn't even thinking that.
She threw him under the bus.
Until she said
Damn.
That. I wasn't thinking that. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
There was this thing called Mejor la Raza.
Mejor la raza literally means to better the race. So if you,
better the race.
You know, you're teaching your kid, if you want to better the race, you got to get with a lighter man or a white man so that the kid comes out, you know, more worth it. And so that, you know, you have a better chance at life. ¿Por qué la panameña prefiere los blancos sobre los negros?
Para mejorar la raza.
Mejor la raza.
Fui para 4 años con mi novio Alejandro. Él súper blanquito, cabello negro, cejitas negras, colombiano. Tenemos 4 años de estar juntos. Siento que me llama mucho más la atención hombres blancos que obviamente morenos. Hay morenos muy guapos, pero me afino más para lo que son los hombres blancos.
¿Y ya?
Me gusta el color porque también me identifico mucho porque es mi raza. Pero algo personal mío, me gustan más los chicos blanquitos, altos, agarrados. Pero, o sea, personal, pero observando en sí no tengo nada en contra porque es algo que llevo en la sangre.
Hello, white man.
Como aquí en Panamá hay tanto turista, muchos americanos blancos, yo pienso que más bien es como para, o sea, mejorar el color, pues pienso
mejorar la raza.
Mejorar la raza, que así como decimos acá vulgarmente.
Yo he escuchado
para mejorar, esa frase, mejorar la raza.
No, los muchachos dicen eso.
Es así, aquí es así.
Okay. It was crazy oppressive and overt to the point where mannequins at Albrook Mall were like white men next to, you know, black women mannequin statues. So it's definitely an issue there and something we addressed head on.
The systematic oppression with it, and just like to hate yourself so much that you would want to do something like that. Yeah. That's what we had a problem with. That's what we was meeting head on with. That's what we were talking to the people and trying to just push black self-love.
Sunday we moved from Concepcion and Juan Diaz to Ciudad Radial.
All my people in Radial City, all my people in San Peter City, all my people listen to me.
In Ciudad Radial, you know, one of the toughest neighborhood, you know, they being Americans and not really looking at Panamanians like that, things gonna flip and get ugly for them.
It was a wild place. It was a beautiful place, but it was a place where you couldn't. You had to stay on point. Created a lot of music in there. We called it the Sweatbox.
The Sweatbox. Why they call it that?
Because when we recorded, you had to close all the windows and turn off the fan. We had a tin roof, and you just be in there sweating. It got hot.
gangster. Give it up, don't sell your soul just to get a buck. Cause that's when you self-destruct. You're out of luck now. Man, field goal, she's been touched down. Former bust down. Now you wanna love loud. The dugout under the bleachers with your tongue out. Cats who hung out with smash and leave you sprung out. You're done now. Times change. Try to switch it, but your lifestyle stay the same. It's not a game.
In the Sweatbox, we recorded 3 albums: the Sarah Project, Sweatbox mixtape, and the Rainy Season. And
those are all your albums.
Yeah, the Sarah Project, actually, it was a gift. You know, I was trying to rekindle an old, flame and try to get back together with her. And she's my first love, and I flew to Jersey to deliver the project for her. But I put it online beforehand and sent it to a couple people, told them it was a secret, not to share it, but just to, download it to listen to it. And it spread like wildfire. That was interesting. That was an interesting experiment in human behavior.
But it let us know. It let us know that, okay, people were checking, like people were actually listening to us and taking us seriously as musicians,
as artists. Yeah, so it was a beautiful thing. And that coming back to Panama from that like if you listen to Rainy Season, the second song is called The Flight Back.
Hey, yo, I stand up. You put your pretender, reaching for your hand, but you're pushing your agenda. You push away your enigma and let another enter. A brother feeling weaker than clock radio.
Talking about that flight back to Panama after being rejected, and actually coming back with more fury and fire to create. So, came back to the Sweatbox, linked up with POC.
That's what be happening. After shows, still we get that discrimination, but we still rapping. NA, Negros Americanos, positive messages out there. You got your boy POC, people of colors, repping my color. You already know, man. Every day it's a struggle. We out there in a hustle. It's like that, man, but we grinding. At the same time, we legal in the illegal mode. You dig?
Yeah, we got up, we started making our rounds, doing shows together, making a lot of music, and performing all over the place. We had a record that we all did called Chucha.
Chucha.
That was the first word we learned when we came down.
Hey yo, you lose if you think your song is disrespectful. My crew is intellectual, the students are conceptual. The chucha could be translated as the pussy.
It was a very vulgar word, but it was used so freely, it would flow off the tongue.
Grandmother said.
So, but if we got all, We Are the World-ish on them, and Black Eyed Peas-ish, I mean, it wouldn't have penetrated, without us, maintain our integrity.
Yeah.
So we figured we would take a term as popular as chucha and flip it, or reappropriate it.
It made it an acronym. It was the clandestine heart under the caged hummingbird adentro, which means inside.
Alma de mujer. So it's about the soul of
the woman.
So it sounds sexual, might even sound crazy, but it's about the soul and the spirit of the woman. Peace to Arnesta. He's a big reggae artist out from Panama. We were performing at the spot El Jade, and it was too much ignorance for him.
He took the mic away.
The crowd was like, "What's going on?" He took the mic away.
Let's say the confession joint was appropriate for the occasion to open the crowd. Then when they start waving their hair, you could talk about pussy, you could talk about the chucha. But as soon you grab a mic and people don't say, "Nah, come on, son." I mean, it's like, come on, man.
But for the same reason of that vulgarity, it was played in the streets. We got like love in Caledonia, in the hood. They were playing it in Diablo Rojos. We heard it. It circulated. It got around Panama because everybody knows chucha.
Yeah. When he went out to see Sarah and give her the album that he made for her, I started getting involved with an older woman, and it was a woman that had a lot of pride in being black. she was down with the Santeria religion. She was a priestess, as a matter of fact. So it was interesting being involved in that lifestyle. We both had apartments that was kind of next door to each other, but the Sweatbox was here, and then my apartment was here, and I had food in there, and it was a crazy mouse infestation.
He had to leave the apartment because he had a hole in the floor where you could just see down, so he had a crazy infestation.
It was an infestation. It was of proportions that I wasn't previously accustomed to. So I met with this woman, and she didn't speak any English, and it was good because the whole time I was really trying to find somebody that really could kick it with, that could practice with. She had the natural Afro hairstyle, so we got together. We ended up living in a housing project out there, which wasn't even a housing project. It was just a condemned building that didn't have a roof to it. And there were a lot of gangsters and crazy different people. Every day somebody's trying to sell me somebody's cell phone that they took from somebody, you know what I mean? A lot of things happening, people getting killed all around. The area was hot, man.
I was stopped walking on Calle 16. I was coming back to my crib. The night before, there was a comparsa. It was a nice party outside. And the family we were staying with, Tia Donica, said not to go, to stay, in over the night. So I spent the night at the house because they were afraid that the cops was going to just take me off the street. They were just kidnapping people that night. And I left the next morning. I made it back to the crib, to the Sweatbox. And I was hungry, so I went to the corner store, the Chinito, to get some cornflakes and milk. And on my way back, right against the wall, they stopped me. I saw the paddy wagon coming around. It was about probably 4 officers. They jumped off the back of the van with Uzis and M16s, gigantic guns, and just told us to freeze. Yeah, just like that, I was taken. I was detained. The cop that approached me was like, "Tiene plata?" He asked me if I had any money first, and I was like, "What?" Because he saw that I was from United States, so they thought I was rolling in bread. I emptied both my pockets, pulled them out. 75 cents fell on the ground. I picked up the 75 cents and was counting it in my finger, and that's when the cop just smacked it out of my hand, handcuffed me, and then they threw me in the paddy wagon. They took me to the jail. It's right up the street from Los Pueblos, and it was a shitty situation. There was shit everywhere. It was the cell was not that big at all. It had 8 dudes in there. Ceiling was kind of low. I could touch it without jumping. I could just touch it like this. It was a hot tin roof, and it was a tropical mixture of shit and urine and feces, and it was the most disgusting day of my life.
We did a lot of shows in Panama.
Yeah, I was speaking horrible Spanish. I had the dictionary out, the translation, and I would just call up different promoters, different venues, asking could we perform there, could we sing there, and some were successful, others weren't. But once that Chucha came out, the crowd just reacted to it, and it made it easy once you ripped it at one place to find out, where the next spot was. So
while he was creating a lot of albums, I really was diving heavily into Panamanian music, and I just kind of got lost into it. I have a El Rookie or Cafu Banton or Latin Fresh or El Kid or Dian Jaman and all these Panamanian artists. I listen to their music and I just get the lyrics and print them out. And now I'm reading it and rapping it along with them, singing it along with them, and that's a good way to learn languages. Language learning is, important and essential for being able to cross different genres and talk to people that you wouldn't normally be able to talk to on a day-to-day basis. Because when I came back, I'm going back to, Newark, New Jersey, Plainfield, New Jersey, and just looking around oh, man, it's like Beverly Hills out here.
Yeah.
You know, some of the hardest.
In comparison.
It
just seemed just like so much abundance here. And excess too, because when we came back it was winter.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing all these Christmas lights when like our electricity was on and off.
Yeah.
Cats got enough lights and electricity to power their lights. It's interesting.
Restaurants throwing out food.
We have a crazy amount of gratitude, and we are glad to be back. And we plan to keep this moving and keep this continuing.
Yeah.
And to keep journeying. Getting uppercutted sideways, you feel the fisticuffs. Handcuffs is on the wrists of my brother from another mother down in transit. Become we're lost in the wilderness.